The problem of access to university education in the country persists in spite of the fact that the number of universities in Nigeria keeps increasing by the day. The demand for university education has therefore reached an unprecedented level, requiring a drastic system that will bridge the gap. Being the most populous country in Africa, Nigeria adopted open and distance learning system to increase the access to tertiary education. How well has this system assisted the teeming population of Nigerian youth seeking admission? We get to find out shortly. I am Abiodun Akomu. On the spot is a professor of agronomy and vice chancellor, National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Vincent Tenebe. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Prof, why should access to education, university education, be a problem in Nigeria at a time when federal, state, private and corporate organizations are investing heavily in the tertiary education?
Thank you very much. Well, this has to be a problem because when you look at the population of the country and the rate of population growth, then it has to be a problem because there are more people looking for admission than the resources available. We are blessed with a population that is growing fast, and we cannot meet that with the resources. So even though the federal government, the state governments are trying to provide resources for universities, they cannot meet with the rate of population. And that is why demand for university education is going to be on the increase. And I will quickly say that it's not only in Nigeria. If you look at other populous spots in the world, like India and China, it's the same thing. So the only solution is to go the open and distance learning that can accommodate more people in the system.
Okay, a lot of people have identified the fact that at times when government put in place guidelines for admission into institutions of higher learning, like the carrying capacity, which is 45% merit, and 35% catchment area, and 20% educationally less developed states. These are policies that are applicable to admission process in Nigeria. Are these policies applicable in open and distance learning too?
That is the beauty in open and distance learning. It's an opportunity for all. There is no carrying capacity. The open and distance learning can accommodate as many as are willing and ready to study. There is no question of catchment area. The whole country and even beyond form our catchment area. There is no question of whatever criteria you want to bring in. That is why we are open and we are flexible, at the same time affordable. The only problem we have now is for our people in Nigeria to actually understand the concept of open and distance learning, and for our youth to know that it is even more advantageous for you to go this way, because this is a system of education that will give you the liberty to study when you want to relax when you want to do exams when you want to, and graduate when you want to. At the same time, allowing you to do what you want to do. Like if you want to work, if you want to learn some trade, you can still study full-time, not part-time, full-time. And that is the beauty of open and distance learning. At the end of the day, you come out a better person because you are learning at a relaxed atmosphere, you are learning under freedom, and you are grasping without being compelled by anything at all. So our duty is to bring this good gospel to our people about open and distance learning, because we know it has worked elsewhere and is going to work here. As regarding operating guidelines, we have them. You can't start anything without a plan. We have a blueprint. The university has a blueprint, and we follow the same curriculum that other universities follow. And that is why we are being assessed. We have quality assurance. We have standards. We are not going to give any degree or certificate that is of less quality and standard. And I will always say this to the Nigerian people: test my students. Test my students with others. Test my graduates with others. And if you find any shortcoming, let us know. And if you don't, then we should encourage our country to go the way that can give us the best results. We cannot keep forcing ourselves to send our citizens to conventional, traditional universities that are no longer available. When you have 1.5 million candidates looking for admission and you can admit only 300,000, what do you do with the other 1.2? Then we have an alternative, the same system that is not undermining quality and standards. So the fact that we say we are flexible does not mean that we are not being guided. We have a guide, and it's not a system that you do whatever you want to do in academics. No. We are only giving that liberty for you to study when and how you want to, without undermining standards and quality.
Okay, let's look at another issue. I want to know your take on the notion that the university system is an agent of socialization and a molder of character. But in your own case, how do you mold a character when there is no lecturer-student relationship?
Of course there is lecturer-student relationship. The only thing I'm telling you is that there is a distance between the lecturer and the students, between the teachers and the learners. The distance. Is
that distance not a stumbling block to the process of molding a character?
It is not, because technology has removed that distance. Okay. Technology has removed that distance. For me to be able to communicate with somebody who is in Lagos now, or somebody who is in the US, through technology, we communicate. You can be my teacher, not until I see you. After all, this program is going to be watched by audience, and a lot of people are going to get education from this program. Would you and I see them? We won't, but they will learn. The essence, the main objective is to get that knowledge to the human being. And if you are able to do that, you don't have to see the person. After all, I read in the Holy Bible that blessed are those who did not see, but they believed. You don't have to see to believe. And if you know that you have to see to believe, then you have a long way to go.
Okay, talking about ICT again, you know, the place of ICT in the open and distance learning system can never be overemphasized. When will National Open University break away from face-to-face facilitation to embrace online facilitation?
In fact, very soon. And in fact, we have started. We have started. With the effect from next semester, all of our facilitation will be online, just like we are already doing online examination. Already we are doing tutor mark assignments. All my students' assignments, go and ask them. They are all online, and the assignments are done online, submitted online, and the facilitators, that's the lecturers, mark them online, and the student get the feedback. If we can do that, facilitation is the easiest. It's just like lecturing online. We have been handicapped by enough funds to provide the infrastructure to reach all our students through this ICT. But now, we have devised means that can get us to our students using minimal resources. So with effect from this semester, which in fact has just started, all our facilitation will be online.
So you accept the fact that you are not fully online?
No, yes, I accept the fact that facilitation has not been fully online. Another thing again is that it is difficult to convince Nigerians to break away from this face-to-face facilitation, to the extent that I am aware that there are students of Open University who on their own go to arrange with so-called consultants and part-time lecturers, and they gather themselves in some spots during weekends or weekdays, and they are getting tutored or they are getting lectures. I call such students, they are just cheating themselves. But there's nothing we can do if they decide to go that way. But if you can get facilitation, if you can get our study materials through print, physical print materials, and online, why would you be going to pay somebody else to facilitate you because you have to see somebody face to face? It's not necessary. And I'm telling you, even in advanced countries where you have traditional universities, these days when you go there, you see students all over the campus sitting in verandas or somewhere where they are participating in a class that is going on within the university. Nobody goes to sit down in front of a lecturer anymore and take physical lectures.
Okay, okay. National Open University of Nigeria is seeking approval from the National Universities Commission to establish a School of Agriculture and School of Health Sciences. How will this work in an open and distance learning system, knowing fully well that these courses are practical-based?
Quite easy. I've told you that we collaborate with all other universities and tertiary institutions, research centers in this country, teaching hospitals, specialist hospitals, and general hospitals all over the country. The practical aspects of these courses that you have just mentioned will be taken in the laboratories of the universities that we collaborate with the specialist hospitals and teaching hospitals that we collaborate with. And in fact, the facilitators, our lecturers, who are also members of other universities, help the students when it comes to these practicals, and we pay for it. It is done elsewhere. It is done in India. It is taking place in the UK. Have you not heard of telemedicine? Have you not heard of even surgery going on online? We just have to do what is practicable. We don't have to become so naive or be so conservative, assuming that this will not be possible. No. Science is about, or research is about going into the unknown and finding out what you get. Nigeria cannot wait. We just have to go that way because, like I always say, we are blessed with a population. The best we can do is to get this population educated and take advantage of it. There is nothing as more important than the human resource. You know very well that Japan does not boast of any natural resources. They don't boast of oil or minerals. But that knowledge for the human being is all you need. And that is why using the open and distant learning is the only way Nigeria can solve this problem. And we are very lucky that we have a government that is so sensitive to it. Our president is so sensitive to it. I have watched him. He has gone out campaigning, telling Nigerians to come, that we are improving access. Come to take education. Come to school. The minister is passionate about it. The executive secretary of the National Universities Commission is passionate about it. I am committed to that. The only problem now is to make sure that you in the media will help us to take this message to our people, to convince them. And very soon you will discover that learning through the open and distant learning is just the best way, because it allows the individual to have hands-on skills. You are doing what you are learning. Do you know that my motto is work and learn? So as you are in your place of work and you are learning every day, you have the ability to apply it immediately. Not like the student who will go to the conventional university and wait till 4 years. And after 4 years, you know what happened? They said they are sending them on industrial attachment, IT, which will be about 6 months or at maximum 1 year. You can't compare them to our products. I am very happy that we have just graduated some of our first degree students, and very soon the employer, the people there who are employers, they will soon see the difference between that person who is coming from the open university and the one that is coming from the ones you are used to, the conventional university.
Well, I still have more questions on the quality of instruction you dish out to your student, but that will be right after this short break.
By participating, Nigeria has indeed demonstrated that she is an active member of the global community.
Suddenly came the casualty figure.
And enforcing national targets and milestones for polio eradication within the next 24 months.
It's an established fact that vandals have operated in this bush for over a period of time.
What can you and I do?
A rendezvous where cultures and countries.
The president has just presented
Ibrahim Adra, NTA News 24.
On the spot is the Vice Chancellor, National Open University of Nigeria. Open and distance learning has been described as a weapon of mass instruction. Does that not call to question the quality of instruction being impacted?
At all. Because we call it instrument of mass instruction, because using this system, you can reach out to as many as possible. As many as possible. What is not possible in the conventional system is possible through the open and distance learning. Because you use a few resource persons, few resource materials to reach out to many, millions. And that is a blessing, you know, and without undermining quality. I have told you time without number that we are being quality assured. We are being assessed using same instrument, same institution, because there is no way NUC will come and accredit your programs and compromise. No, because let me tell you again, it is not NUC per se. NUC is just an agent, is just an institution that assembles professionals, professors from different universities, from different fields, who will go to that university. They might not even know anybody, and they go and do a thorough job. When they find that there is a shortcoming, they point it out. There is nothing like lobbying for that. It's either there or it's not there. And if they will come and tell you that what we are doing is up to standards, then you have nothing but to follow, to believe. Let me give you a quick example. Now I have my students in the School of Law who are now in 400 level. Before then, we were just starting. And people are saying that the Open University cannot produce good lawyers. And I say to them, it's on record that the Open University of the United Kingdom, OUUK, produces the best lawyers in UK. And I assure you that we are going to attain that feat in Nigeria. Not too long ago, my student participated in the National Mute Court competition with other students from other faculties and schools of law in all universities in Nigeria. And the National Open University of Nigeria came first. The students of the School of Law of National Open University of Nigeria came first. So I will now quickly ask you, where are the students from the Faculty of Law from the University of Ibadan, Ahmadu Bello University, University of Lagos, University of Nigeria, and Nsukka, and so many others, to mention but a few. So it goes down to tell you that we are doing the real thing. How could students of the National Open University of Nigeria, how could they take first position when other students are there?
Yeah, but Prof, you can't rule out the fact that, you know, there's this fear that people have that anything mass-produced, especially in Nigerian parlance, is pure water of low quality. So
then I will quickly ask you, if you believe that what you have just said, how is it that the rice that is mass-produced in other countries are imported into this country and you eat it? How is it that the milk that is mass-produced in Denmark and in the US is imported here and you eat it? How is it that this cotton you are wearing that is mass-produced in China, you are wearing it now? So let us not brainwash ourselves. Let's just face the facts, the reality. If you mass-produce anything and you test the quality and it's there, you don't have any problem. Somebody could go and produce something intensively and with few units, yet it's not up to standard. Will you go for that because it is produced in small quantity? Let us measure the quality. Let us test the standard. If it is there, we go for it. That is the only way out. We have to, we in education, we in sciences, we are here to provide solutions.
Okay, Prof, curriculum relevance and programs are critical to manpower development. Can you let us into how programs are designed in your university to assist your students cope with current global challenges?
Oh yes, because we use the modern technology. And because when you are designing programs, especially in open and distance learning, it is quite different from the conventional. It is not a one-man business. That is what people don't know. It goes through different stages, and it is tested and quality assured. And at the end of the day, you see that you have the international best practices. There is no program in Open University that does not go through a number of professionals. We do not only depend on the academics, we also invite professionals in the field. So it is an integrated product that will give you the best that you need. And that is why I am telling you, not only during my tenure as Vice Chancellor, even many years after I have gone, you will find that the product from Open University will provide the best solution for this country. Take, for example, the agriculture that we are trying to run. Okay. This is a system where we are going to teach people in the field. In agriculture, there is what we call feed trials, on-farm production. We'll be giving lectures to somebody who is in the farm. Unlike somebody who is sitting in a classroom learning about agriculture, waiting for 4 or 5 years to come out before he will know how does the leaf of a cassava plant look. What is the difference between a goat and a sheep? What is a cow or what is a donkey? You see, they are confused. But when I'm giving lectures through distance to somebody who is already on the farm, I'm improving him. And by the time you bring such people together, the person who is learning on the job and the one who is just accumulating theories, doing an IT and coming out, you will get the same product. That is why in the UK, in India, in China, the students of Open University, graduates of Open University, are the first sought. They are the first choice in profession. And it will soon be so in Nigeria. Very, very soon.
Okay. Prof, let's talk about autonomy and academic freedom, which I understand has made institutions such as Harvard, Cambridge, and MIT household names in the academic circles. Does your school have the distinct identity that will sell it to prospective students?
Definitely.
So what is that unique identity?
Because we have this unique flexibility and we have this freedom. Like I told you, the open and distance learning is the best way for democratizing education, demystifying anything about education. And because it's not a question of saying, okay, you cannot even write exams because you don't have 75% attendance. No. Once we give you our materials and you are registered and you are communicating online and you do your assignments, your assignments are marked, you can come on the day of examination. That is a unique identity. I am the Vice Chancellor of National Open University of Nigeria. I cannot tell you that I know all my students. I don't have to. You understand? There is that freedom. And that freedom, if you are talking about academic freedom, that freedom is more found in open and distance learning than any other system of university education. Not only in Nigeria, but all over the world.
Let's talk about accreditation. How far has National Open University of Nigeria gone?
So far, we submitted all our programs for accreditation to the National Universities Commission last year, precisely March 2012. And out of the 31 programs we presented, we got accreditation in 30, giving us about 98%. And the only one that was denied, we have already provided resources for that, and the National Universities Commission has given us a nod. And there are still some that were not ready for accreditation then, and now they are ready. In the next few months, when NUC has given us the go-ahead, we will receive them.
National Open University of Nigeria achieved a feat during our last convocation ceremony. Students were given their certificate on the spot. How did you achieve that?
Strategy. We strategized, and to ensure that, and to also prove that it is possible. It's just planning. And that is why I told you that don't say because you are producing something en masse, you think that will undermine quality. Once you plan, we are able to prove to the whole world. I told the visitor to the university, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, who was represented by the Minister of Education, Professor Rukayat Ahmed Rufai, I said to the visitor that we are graduating our students today and the certificates are ready. And the visitor said, show me. And I brought out one and said, here is the certificate. And immediately after the ceremony, our students queued up. And
are you sure all of them were presented with
all that were present that day and were ready, they were given certificates. till it became late night, and we had to tell them to let them pause and continue the next day. And as I speak to you now, we had our convocation in January. All the graduates have collected their certificates.
Okay. In evolving a functional tertiary education model for Nigeria, what would you prescribe as role for government and other stakeholders?
What I would advise the government is to ensure that the resources needed to bring out quality education, these resources are provided. You know, even though I give kudos to the present government, but I can quickly tell you that ever since the emergence of Nigeria, ever since independence, no government has met the requirement by United Nations for 26% of the national GDP to education. Nobody. But government is trying. But the problem we have is that all of us, we have left this thing to government. Who is this government? Are we not the government? So those who are not actually in control of government, who have resources, they should combine their efforts with government to ensure that the resources needed for education are provided. The biggest problem is that we do not have enough funds for this. Once we will have this, I am sure we will get all that we need in education.
Well, it's been the Vice Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Vincent Tenebe, on the spot this week. Thank you so much for your insights on open and distance learning system in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Akon.
The program returns same time next week.